This is the USFL Network, and we are live and one of a kind. I am your host, Hype. Alongside me is my trusty co-host, Webb. You can
What's up,
find
Art?
him on Twitter at NOLA Breakdown and also at USFL Network Webb. Webb, how we doing tonight, man?
Good, good. Excited to talk to Devin tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'd also like to give a shout out once again to at Pit Maulers Day One for the graphics. All the graphics you do see are done by at Pit Maulers Day One. I think he's one of the best as far as our graphics. So big shout out to him. And the man of the hour, of course, our guest tonight, former Big 12 Kansas State University punter, Devin. And Devin, I don't want to botch your last name, so if you could pronounce it for us.
That's all right. It's pronounced Anctil.
Anctil. Devin Anctil, how are you tonight, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Staying busy as usual, but another day.
Another day. And you did mention you've been traveling all day, so.
Yes, I out here in Arizona. I just did a free agency combine down here in front of some NFL teams and a few CFL teams down here, and it was a good day. Traveled most of the day. Flights yesterday got canceled due to the weather, so it was crazy how I got down here.
You just hanging out now, relaxing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just relaxing now. I'm gonna be going to bed right after we get done with this. Probably. I'm exhausted from today.
No, definitely. We will, especially more so. We appreciate you, coming on so late. Then, and you're the first special teams guy to be on our live, so we appreciate that. And just to get some background and what goes into it and things like that. So, um, let's see. To start off, I know you grew up a Kansas Jayhawks fan growing up.
Yes.
But chose K-State because of the recruiting process.
Correct. Yeah, KU didn't recruit me at all coming out of high school. Then I went to Coffeyville Community College for 1 year and had a really good year down there. Then after that, uh, I got invited to go up to a kicking camp up at Kansas State in Manhattan, and they liked what they saw, and they offered me a spot right then and there. So I grew up as a KU fan, and then I turned into a Wildcat fan. Pretty funny how I bleed purple now instead of no more blue.
How was that transition though, being a Jayhawks fan and then going over to the dock side?
It actually wasn't bad at
Wasn't
all.
bad.
No, yeah, because I was so mad that they didn't look at me because I grew up as a KU fan my whole life,
Mm-hmm.
and they just I guess they didn't want me, and I decided to go to the enemy, and then the enemy liked me, and now I bleed purple.
There you go. There you go.
Well, in all reality, Kansas State's a better program anyway.
Oh,
So
by
you,
far,
you,
yeah.
you upgraded. You upgraded by far.
Big
Yes,
12.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
But
I would say too, I was a basketball fan, football fan of the KU program growing up. But I mean, growing up too, I mean, KU they had an Orange Bowl victory when they played against Virginia Tech. That's really like the only thing that I really remember about KU.
I'm older than you, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, nothing else.
But,
The only other thing I remember about KU is just how the past 10 years they've won, I believe, a combined of 4 games, maybe. But
something like
who,
that.
who keeps count?
Yes, no one's
I mean,
counting.
you can with that, many wins. So.
But Kansas State's always been a fantastic program. I remember in like the late '90s with Michael Bishop and all that, and Coach Snyder. Coach Snyder's kind of a different animal. Is he still there? I'm frozen on my side with him. Devin, are you still with us?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm still with you guys.
All right.
Yep.
Like I was saying, K-State was fun to watch in the late '90s, 2000s with Bill Snyder. Snyder's kind of a private head coach. He recruits a certain type of kid. What made you a Bill Snyder guy?
Yeah, I think the one thing that Bill likes the most when he recruits players was kind of just the blue chip, blue collar type worker, the one that's going to really put in the extra effort in the weight room, out in the field. Just kind of have someone who wants to the next level. I think that's what they kind of saw in me during the recruiting process. And then once I got to K State too, I kind of showed it on the field and off the field too. I felt like I was able to really separate myself from the pack from everyone else. Really.
Yeah. How was it like? But you had two coaches at Kent State. How was it like to be on the last team for Bill Snyder, the legend? What was that experience like?
Completely different.
Is still with us?
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Devin, if you can hear us, man, you're breaking up just a bit. I mean, you are frozen, so if you can hear us.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe, I think I got some bad Wi-Fi connection here in this Airbnb. My apologies.
No worries. No worries at all. No worries at all. It's live.
Kind of like what I was saying before, the difference between like Bill and Coach Kleinman. Coach Kleinman was just had seemed like a little bit more, but came did, and it was cool. For 3 years, and then got to be coached by a legend from the FCS level. That's now at the FCS level. When he was at North Dakota State, he was winning championships.
Yeah.
I got to witness Coach Snyder's 200th victory. That was really cool to see. And he's just a great guy too. Coach Snyder is. I mean, he has all the personality traits that you would want a coach to have to be able to install hard work into your players. And I think Coach Kleinman has done a good job to be able to still keep those values in place at K-State.
Okay. Well, like K-State always seems like the team that pays attention to every last little detail. They execute on little details traditionally. So I'm guessing in a lot of those big-time TV shows behind the scenes of college football, you don't get to see what a punter does. Can you explain what a punter does on a weekly basis, getting ready for a game outside? Like everyone knows you punt, but what else is involved with punting?
Yeah, it's really just only punting and then chilling at practice most of the time. We would always go out. They have the whole field to ourselves. The end of a gap from the beginning to the end. I'm not gonna lie. Your craft for off type of stuff.
Devin, I do apologize. It was breaking in and out quite a bit. So if you're still with us, I do apologize. Devin, you still there?
Ooh. Yep, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you right now. Yeah. But when you were going through, it was just it was breaking up, and the screen froze. So.
Man. Yeah. Okay. Oh well. Technology. You gotta love it sometimes. You gotta hate it. I mean, just like the biggest thing, we weren't working for like 2.5 straight hours. It was kind of spread out throughout the whole practice. We would go out an hour before and get our work in as a whole unit, and then we have our special teams period at the beginning and at the end. So a practice. So like there was a lot of downtime in between those periods. So like there was some times where we were working on stuff, and then some other times we were just watching practice unfold. So you got to really see how the team worked together, and you got to really see a cool perspective of a whole football team.
Very nice. Now you did mention work. Looking at your Twitter feed and your Twitter videos that you did post, I seen you squatting with a ton of weight on your shoulders, literally. There was one 445 pounds. There was another at 465 pounds. What's the most you've ever squatted?
The most I've ever squatted was 530 pounds.
Oh my God, that's insane.
I broke the record at K-State at 5:05, and then once I left K-State, I went up to 5:30, and then I kind of took a break from squatting heavy to give my body a little break. And I feel like now, if I was going to do it again, I feel like I completely destroy my 5:30 mark.
Really? Okay, that's saying something. I mean, 5:05 is just insane, and now you want to, you can go more than that. It's just incredible. Now, just to touch base really quick, you mentioned that you're out in Arizona, and then you were doing some kicking for some scouting and for the NFL teams. Any luck? Any feedback at all that you received? Anything at all that came out as a positive? I know you said you mentioned off here that it felt good and things like that. So, moving forward, was there anything that you know you can come back with and say, this was great, and talk to a few people?
Yeah, some of the feedback I got today was that Pop was sound. I got off a good hand to foot is when I catch the ball. That's always pride myself on. That was something that Sean Snyder, Coach Snyder's son, who special teams coach at K-State for many, many years. But he really installed into me that I have to get the ball off under a 1.30 hand to foot. And that's something I've taken to the next level whenever I go do these combines. And that was really cool to hear some scouts tell me that I've still have very, very good hand to foot. So that's something I kind of hang my hat on. And then also directional punting too. At K-State, we were told to directional punt, and there was no running down the field like some universities do. So I feel like those two things kind of separate myself from the pack.
So, I mean, you mentioned hand to foot, and that's something, that's something you don't hear very often, hand to foot, and, the amount of time that you have to get that ball off. And that's some new terminology, which is great to hear because, we're learning as you're giving out the information, because when it comes to punting, we don't know. And that's why I wanted to have you on. Another reason why I wanted to have you on as well is just because, and just to let everyone know what a punter actually does. It's not just, kicking the ball. There's actual things involved that, you do have to focus on. So I appreciate you, giving us that inside information, if you would,
Well,
and the under a 1.4, that's what a coach. Your chances of the punt being blocked when it's under 1.4 it goes down dramatically than if it's above a 1.40 hand to foot.
And now hang time. You had mentioned, I do have something when it comes to you had transferred, and then you had a school career record. I think it was of 44.8 yards as far as punt yardage.
Correct. Yeah. A season average for career, and then I broke another record for season average at 45.1. And those were like 10, 15-year-old records. And if you don't know much about Manhattan, Kansas, windy there, I was punting into a pretty stiff wind. So I had to really, really focus on during practice too, just like getting comfortable punting in wind, and that can really expose a punter if they're not comfortable punting into a heavy wind. I mean, it just basically sets you up for failure if you don't know how to punt in wind.
Right. And you also you rank 6th in Big 12 history among punters with at least 80 attempts. So that's a big deal.
Did we know that?
Yeah. Doing some research, and found that out, which was nice. I definitely want to throw that in there. And just a couple more of your career honors. Second team All Big 12 under coaches, Associated Press. You had received the Ray Guy Award, Punter of the Week. I think it was against TCU and against Baylor. So if you can explain this one, Ray Guy Award, Raise 8. What is the Raise 8?
So the Raise 8 is the Ray Guy, whoever the committee is for that. They pick 8 punters from the past week. But unfortunately, that week I didn't win it. But the next week, then, like you brought up earlier, I won it against TCU with like 53 or 52 yards. Like,
And it looks like here too, you've always been on, that Ray Guy award list. It looks like you've been on it quite often. I think he's frozen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're live. That's what happens.
Back.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him. He'll be back.
Well, I mean, yeah, he can definitely come back in. So, I mean, in the meantime, while we wait for Devin to come back, you can definitely follow Devin on Twitter at Devin_Anctil. But hopefully he will be back. I can try and send him the link once again, because I'd love to hear what he has to say. Because I know he's got a story to tell. Oh, here we go.
Man.
Devin, all right. Well, I thought we lost you. I was just going to send you the invite again. I'm glad you came back.
Yeah, man. I'm just telling you, technology, when you want it to work, sometimes it doesn't work the way you want it to.
And especially when we're live. I mean, that's what makes us unique, but at the same time, it can hurt us in a way, but, we run with it. But glad you're back.
Yes. But, I mean, the Ray 8 thing, I mean, it was cool to be on it. It's cool to be on the Ray Guy watch list. There's a bunch of punters on it every single year for it, and it's the best in the country. It's really cool to be able to be named on that list.
It's awesome.
No, absolutely. Webb, you want to take it over?
Yeah, I got a real quick question. With the USFL supplemental coming up on the 10th, the rosters are real thin in the USFL. Do you think you can do kicking and punting? Because there's rumors that they're going to kind of limit the specialists on the roster. So I was wondering if you really believe that you could kick at this level too.
Yeah, no, I could definitely do punting in the kickoffs, but the field goals, I haven't done that since Coffeyville back in 2016. So that would take some time to be able to get used to. But yeah, I have heard that they're trying to limit the roster size with the specialists and have more combo guys, which I get it. They're trying to save some spots for other positions, but at the same time, I feel like by doing that, the product on those type of plays might be not as great as what they're hoping for, because without that pure punter on the team, I'm assuming their holder is going to be probably the backup quarterback. And I've talked to some kickers about that, and they're not too thrilled about having someone who doesn't work with them all practice just slapping a ball on the ground and then them having to react to it. It's a process. It's a chemistry type of play. If a quarterback or whoever the holder is going to be, if they're not used to catching a ball, and let's say the laces are pointed backwards at 6 o'clock, well, they got to turn those laces all the way around to where those laces are pointed right down the middle of the uprights. One of those position players may not be comfortable with that because they only spend maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day with it at practice. So those kickers, they're going to have to really get their holders to probably stay after practice a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if those guys will want to or not.
Well, they're also talking about not even having a long snapper either. They're just going to use the center. So
they're
not even going to be
how that's
going
to work.
Yeah, I agree.
And unless they shorten, the distance between, lining up for a field goal, I don't know how that's going to work either. It's
exactly, and that's one thing. Like, I get them not having a punter, but not having a long snapper, that right there takes that play from being successful from up here like down to here. Like, the chances of it go down really pretty much. If this just depends how much experience too the center whatever lineman has with snapping. So
I got you.
Now,
And,
sorry, go ahead, Webb.
go ahead.
All right. You had mentioned holding, and I did also see something on Twitter that you were holding for Kansas City Chiefs kicker. Is it Harrison Butker?
Yep, Harrison Butker.
How was that experience like? I mean, he's one of the best out there.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. I train with James Winchester, Harrison Butker, sometimes Tommy, whenever they're back in town. I probably see James Winchester more than Harrison, but every single time that we would go out together, it's just cool learning experience. Even though I don't kick field goals, I can still learn stuff from Harrison with kickoffs, right? And then also too, just getting more insight of what goes on in their mind before they're about to attempt a kick or something on fourth down, how they stay mentally engaged in the whole game. Because with specialists, you kind of just sit around a lot most of the games, right? I mean, we're on fourth downs too. This is what I was told when I was back in college, and it's been reiterated to me by people at the next level. Is like fourth down is like one of the very few plays where everyone is watching in the stadium, because like for me, for punting, all eyes are on me to see the ball get over to change possessions to the other team. So if we mess up in front of tons of eyes, right? So we always got to make sure that we always got to make sure that we can control everything with our form, to the drop, to just making sure that we complete the play and complete the process, you know.
And like you said, the opportunities don't come very often. You know, you're waiting around for that fourth down, you know, or that kickoff, if that's what you're, you know, where you are. So it's a lot of pressure, mindset wise. Definitely got to be a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah, you just got to be able to tune out the distractions of a game, but also too, you just you got to just go out there and just have no fear, you know.
Now, we do have a question. He's actually a partner of ours within the network. He had commented on Facebook Live. He's watching. He asked, his name is Ace. He asks, is the laces out rule more of a mental thing, or does it affect the kick itself?
It's a combination of both, really. So there's you may be familiar with the Minnesota Vikings Seahawks game back in like 2016 or 2017 when they were playing outside, when their Superdome kind of fell apart. Blair Walsh had a 21-yard field goal off the left hash, and the punter gave him straight laces. And when a kicker sees straight laces, they kind of freak out, but there's also some science behind it too. When you kick those laces, those laces are so wound up tight that it doesn't form onto your foot, as like when you kick the backside of the ball, it forms more onto your foot because that leather is more stretched out than those laces are. So and also too, he kicked it in sub-degree negative temperatures too. So that's like a triple negative right there. He sees laces. The science doesn't really help him with kicking laces, and it's freezing outside, and that's like kicking a brick.
Oof. You know, when I hear laces or laces out, I think of Ace Ventura, you know, Ray Finkel. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. It's just, you know, something that comes to mind. Also, Ace also mentions he is incredibly familiar. He's a diehard Vikings fan, so he wanted to throw that out there too.
Sorry to bring up that past memory. I do have to say, though, I'm a massive Packers fan, so it was good to see that, but maybe not for him.
No.
All right, Devin, I want to give you some few moments to talk about Punt 21 and what you started. Give you the floor on what Punt 21 is.
Yeah, for sure. So Punt 21 is a kicking service that I started in the Kansas City area. The reason why I started it was one, I was working a job behind a computer all day to basically supplement me being able to continue trying to pursue my dream of punting in a professional league. And man, I didn't like it. I was just kind of going through the motions each day. I wasn't really enjoying the job, so I was just like, you know what, I've had some kids reach out to me for me to be able to train them, so I'm just going to go ahead and go full force into it. And I started up the company, and we do kicking camps in the area. We do private sessions, we do group sessions, and I started about a year and a half ago, and it's going great. If football doesn't work out to be able to punt at a professional level, then I'd probably really consider still doing this coaching thing, just by coaching kids, because there's a huge need in Kansas. Not that many of the big time kicking camps come to Kansas City in that area, and all the kids are very thankful that there's someone here to be able to do that, because they're tired of traveling around all across the country to get work in.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Now, going through some of the, trying to do some research, going through, I came across your GoFundMe page. I believe it was from 2020, and you had a goal of 800 and actually raised over 2,700. So you had the support. How good of a feeling was that to get that support, from your family, friends, and the donations, to pursue your dream? And that was for the NFL virtual. It was for the NFL virtual tryout. So it was a big deal for you. And it was a great story, and that's the main reason, that I seen what I had seen, and I'm like, I gotta have Devin on. That's a great story, and I, did some research, and I found that, and even better. So, if you want to go ahead and explain exactly, because, the situation and, what all came about and how that all came about, the floor is yours, Devin. So you can take it away.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just a really cool thing. I was in really need to be able to get some extra cash flow to be able to go out to a couple of these combines. So I created a GoFundMe account, and my friends, family, and Kansas State Wildcat Nation really showed out. I was only needing 800, but I mean, like you said, it got up to $2,700, and I was so thankful for that. And all of that just went. I saved that money, and then all that just went into future camps after that. And it was just really great, really happy that people were able to be so generous to be able to help me continue to pursue my dream. Because when I came out of school, COVID hit, it shut everything down. And I just really got behind the 8 ball. Really, that whole year was kind of a wash, just trying to get your foot into the league, unless you're drafted, honestly. So it was just kind of an uphill battle, but I like doing it. Still want to pursue it, and I'm ready for the challenge each time.
And most of your virtual tryouts, they're on YouTube now, correct?
Yep, they're on YouTube. They're under. If you just type in Nick Novak Consulting, that's most of where I do my workouts at. And there's a huge list of them. I think there's about 11 or 12 of those workouts on there, and I've gotten better each time too.
Which is always great. Improving is always great. Before I kick it over to Webb, we have one more from Ace. He's still watching on Facebook Live. He asks, do you think the way some leagues change extra point rules, such as the XFL with their 1, 2, or 3 point after plays, shows bias against kickers and their profession?
Ooh, yeah. I think they're just trying to keep the consumer more engaged on those plays. I don't know if it's a bias against kickers. I just think that they're trying to create more alternative ways than like the traditional 1 point, extra point. Just makes the game a little bit more interesting, they think. Do I agree with it? Yeah, to a certain extent. I still think kickers should be involved in those plays. Maybe instead of having a 33-yard extra point for 1 point, you can do like a 50-yard extra point for 2 points or something like that. I'd still involve the kickers in the game, but also to give them an opportunity to go for 2, like a traditional 2-point conversion where you leave the offense out on the field.
All right, Ace, if you heard that's your answer, man. He gave it to you. All right, Webb. This is Webb's favorite part of the show towards the end, so he's got something for you.
All right, Devin, it's just 4 simple questions. 1-word answers, short answers, nothing crazy. It's not all football related, but just to get to know Devin. All right.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. If you weren't a punter, what position would you play?
Don't
Don't take kicker. Don't take kicker.
No.
Not especially.
I like quarterback. I like throwing the ball around. I really do. I played quarterback in 8th grade, B team 8th grade, and I loved it. And I played catcher growing up in baseball, so I've always liked throwing. I've always liked throwing the ball as a pitcher too. So I really want to be a quarterback, I think.
Okay. I'm a big TV guy. What is Devin watching on TV nowadays?
Oh, what am I watching on TV right now? Well, I just got done watching Friday Night Lights on Netflix.
We've heard that. Yeah, that's a
And,
popular one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a good series. And then like sports wise, I love the NBA. Love it. I could watch the NBA for days. College basketball. I've gotten more into college basketball now over the years.
I lost him.
Yeah, he's frozen a little bit. He might come back though. He mentioned college basketball.
Yep.
So if you can hear me, I'm a big PC Friars guy. So
I'm a UConn guy.
and you're a UConn guy. We're up in New England roots. So let's see if he comes back because we got a couple more for him.
He said he can't hear.
He can't hear?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Let's see.
He said he's watching.
All right, well, let's see if he comes back.
He said
He just finished up Friday Night's Lights. Yeah, he just finished it up. He said it was a great series. So maybe he'll come back. Just to finish up, of course. I don't want to leave him hanging like that, you know?
Yeah.
I know we're live, but regardless. He was a great guest, so. Here we go. See if we can bring him back. Here we go.
There we go.
All right.
We heard the Friday Night Lights. You're a big college basketball fan. Hype is a Providence fan. I'm a UConn fan. So
There you go.
We're big East guys, I guess. But who's the one person that motivates you the most?
Oh man, the one person that motivates me the most. Oh man, I think it's since I'm a huge Packers fan. I think it's. I was gonna say Aaron Rodgers, but the way he's been going this offseason, I don't know if he motivates me much anymore. But Devon Campbell, the linebacker, number 59 for the Packers. Just seeing his story was really cool this past season. He signed in late July with the Packers, and then he ends up being first-team All-Pro as a linebacker on a veteran minimum deal. And he's probably going to get paid now. And just watching how he progressed this whole season and how hard work really paid off for him, I'd say he was a big motivation, really, whenever I watched the Packers play and kind of took it into my own craft, too, and how I was working out each day.
I got you. And this is my last one. So you're having a dinner party, and you got 3 guests sitting at the table. Anyone in history. Who's sitting at Devin's table?
Oh man, okay. So I got LeBron James, Aaron Rodgers, and then who would be the third one? Man, Pat McAfee, easily.
Okay.
Pat McAfee. I love Pat McAfee.
Like
He's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I feel like that conversation.
Just his personality. Yeah, personality.
Great conversation.
Oh yeah. I love his show.
Thanks, Devin.
Well, Devin, this time of the show, this time of the live, of course, we always like to, end it with you. Whatever you want to go ahead and you have the final word. It's your final say. Whatever you want to go ahead and share with us and whoever is watching. This is your platform. This is your time. So if there's anything you want to end off with, it's all yours, Devin. This is your platform.
Yeah, I mean, I would love an opportunity, if possible, to be able to get a shot in the USFL. It would be a great honor to be going down to Birmingham, Alabama for 4 months to be able to play football. I've been wanting to play football for the past a year and a half, 2 years. I miss playing. I miss the game, being out in the field. I miss the energy, the passion of the fans, and most importantly, the competition too. Competition brings the best out of me, and I just love the opportunity to be able to play again. It would be a truly big honor, and I know I'd make a lot of people proud in my corner too, to be able to do it and just to be able to show all my hard work that will pay off in the end.
Absolutely. Well said, Devin. Thank you so much for joining us during the live. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are live. It happens. But we thank you so much for coming on, being the first special team guy to be on our live with us. So we appreciate that. And we wish you the best of luck. If it's not USFL, I know you mentioned CFL, XFL, NFL. We hope you find that opportunity that you so well deserve. So good luck moving forward. And I want to thank you so much for joining us once again. Just want to make sure we have one guy, day one Maulers fan, the guy that actually put together your graphic. He says, "Good luck, Devin." So good luck with you, of course. Really. Absolutely. Yeah. And that was day one Maulers fan. But again, Devin, thank you once again for spending the night with us, and go get some rest. I know you're exhausted, and we appreciate it. So enjoy the rest of your night, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
I loved it. Appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. You have a great night, Devin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye.